If you are like me that have a 9 to 5 job and are also trying to build a side business or already doing it or want to do it, you clock out at 5 p.m., you get home, you sit on the couch. If you're anything like me, I like to get into my home clothes and then after that, be able to sit down and just rest for a while. And suddenly, one of the things that always happens to me, or in the past always happened to me, is that I would suddenly get so tired and I really didn't want to do anything. Why? Because I kept on telling myself that I was tired. But one of the truths that I began to realize of this is that it was a complete lie. My job didn't drain me. Your job isn't the thing that's draining you. It's the cheap dopamine effect that you get from being able to lay down and just finally be lazy. And once you get into that lazy mode, into that dopamine that makes you comfortable hits, once that happens, it's so much harder for you to be able to begin to get up and get to work at 8 p.m. or whatever time you have designated. Sit down and realize that in order to get productive throughout your weekdays, in order for you to get productive after your 9 to 5, in order for you to accomplish that, you have to fix your 6 p.m. You have to fix the things that you do when you get home. Let's apply some of the laws that we know exist out there. An object that is at rest stays at rest, right? If you sit down and you get comfortable and you turn on the TV and you start to scroll on your TikTok, if you begin to do these things, then don't be surprised when your brain doesn't want to shift because it already shifted to passive mode and now you want to reshift it back into work mode when you just moved it out of that. The fact of the matter is that the friction to get back up becomes that much harder, becomes almost impossible because you already trained your brain, you already trained your body to feel like it is time to rest. It is time to be lazy and now you don't want to get up. You need to sit down and realize that it's okay to take some time to rest, but don't get so comfortable to the point that you are gonna end up not doing anything. Personally, what I like to do is I sit down and I get comfortable for a few minutes and I have a sharp, hard stop time limit to not allow myself to get too comfortable. And then it's time to get to work. It's time to spend time with the kids. It's time to cook if I have to. And it's time to spend time working on the business if that is what I have to do as well. So realize that accomplishing work after your 9 to 5 for your small business is ultimately going to come from what you do the moment you get home from work. By the way, if you want real strategies to unlock the energy and discipline required to build your path to freedom, hit the subscribe button below, give it a like, or put a comment below. Let's get back to the video. Now, I know I gave you a little bit of what I do personally when I get home, but I think that honestly, one of the best things you can do and that I sometimes do, I'll be honest with you, I'm the first to say that I struggle with this. Like I said before, I sit down, I get comfortable for a few minutes, and I do a hard stop. But honestly, even then, that little dopamine effect is already active in my body, and I kind of don't want to get up. But the battle of that is so much harder, and it would be so much easier if I just got home. I really didn't sit down and rested, and instead maybe I changed into other clothes, I drank some water, spent some time straight away with the kids, and that way my dopamine effect of laziness is going to go away. It's not going to be there because I maintained myself in motion, I maintained myself active. Trick your brain into starting the second shift. Your second shift being spending time with the kids, spending time with your partner, working on your business, whatever it is, all the things you have to do, separate that time and organize yourself, right? But trick your brain into not getting comfortable, but into starting that second shift that you are about to start. Don't sit down when you get home. Change, like I said before, drink some water, get ready to get active, stay in motion, play with the kids, run around, whatever it is you need to do. But the moment you get comfortable, realize that it is going to be close to impossible for you to finally get up. So reset your 6 p.m., reset whatever time it is that you get home, and make it time for you to get active. And if you need some time of rest, like me, some time to watch TV like I like to do, if that is what you need to do at some point throughout your day, then schedule yourself and organize yourself so that you can have that availability. Maybe at the end of the day, maybe it's just 30 minutes, maybe it's just an hour, or maybe it's less. But in the end of the day, if you schedule yourself and you organize yourself and you don't allow yourself to get lazy, that is how you end up avoiding less wasted time, but you also avoid not doing literally nothing because you just get lazy and you go into passive mode. Now, one of the things I've also been able to realize when it comes to how to be more productive on my, let's call it 6 to 10 p.m., right? Or whatever time it is that you work. But for me, it's typically from 6 to 10, 11 p.m. And if I sit down and I get home and I get comfortable, then I will most definitely lack and reduce the time that I have of productivity after work. Now, again, like I said before, get up, get to work, stay in motion. But another important thing personally in my fitness journey as well that I realized how important this was is what is it that you're putting into your body? You're asking your body to be the Ferrari, to put in work, to be active, to be willing to wake up, but you're filling it up with a bunch of junk. And I know that this isn't a fitness channel, but I do want to talk about the importance of it. If you eat fast food for lunch, you will, in the end of the day, feel the receipts of that. You will crash later on. You will have less energy because the fact of the matter is that it's not the food that you need to be more active, to be more energetic, to be ready to put in the work. One of the things that has helped me a ton was being able to eat healthier. And I'm not going to lie to you, I struggle with it. But the fact of the matter is that when I am being consistent with it, I am able to be able to put in more work and to have more energy, to be able to even play with the kids more. At the end of the day, protect your physical energy, and that will affect your cash. That will affect your business. I understand that maybe this is a hard thing for many people. It's hard for me as well. Because when I get a pizza in front of me, I'm not the type to eat just one slice. I'm the type to eat the whole pie. So in the end of the day, I get the struggle. And I know the struggle is real. But the reality is that these are things that are going to benefit you so much that if you could just improve 1% in each one of these things, or in just one of them, it will take you so much further than you sitting there and just complaining, saying, I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. It's impossible for me. You're never going to grow that way. Sit down, do the 1% rule that I've talked many times about from James Clear in the book Atomic Habits. The 1% rule will help you be able to take it to a further level. If you improve 1% at a time, by the time you finish the year, you're so much further in growth versus deciding to complain and do nothing. So again, remember, sitting down and realizing that you need to eat healthier, sitting down and realizing that if you get comfortable, you're not going to get to work. These are things that are important for you to be able to be more productive with your time, specifically on the weekdays, but this includes the weekends as well. Anytime you have that you want to begin to work on stuff, the last thing you want to do is set yourself up for failure. Set yourself up for failure by being comfortable and sitting down on the couch and doing nothing and expecting to now then get up. Your body is going to tell you no. Stop letting cheap dopamine effects steal your freedom. Stay in motion, stay active, eat healthy, and remember to give this video a like, to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in the entrepreneurship journey, and if you're interested to start a business, or maybe you already started a business, hit the subscribe button if you're ready for some content that's going to really help you when it comes to your business. And remember to drop a comment below if you would like to be able to improve on these things and you would like some more tips and tricks, or maybe tell us how you were able to improve on whatever aspect of your business you've been able to improve on, specifically when it comes to a topic of this one, when it comes to what you did after your regular work hours, if that is the case for you. So remember that here you will find your path to freedom.